week. They're still going here in the venue. They're still making sure that the support is felt, and that's how you know they're real.
You love to see it from the fans right now, and they need also the support that they can get because they also need the points to propel themselves further into the standings. Phoenix Army is going to be starting off strong by just getting the objectives. Meanwhile, pressure is already going to be felt in the bottom lane.
Yeah, and loving the emblem choice here coming in from Jesus. We've seen this from Flap TZ last week. The full damage Khalid that hurts or hits like a truck.
But difference is TNC is able to cover their jungle. So, I mean, Onic was able to cover their jungle, and the Khalid is not going to be invading anytime soon, as he also has to deal with the Turizda sitting on his XP lane. So Ryzen is should be fine in the early game. Mid lane, however, is a different story.
Wow, look at the damage. Early game from Super Fringe, but that does max out all of his orbs. And Onic right now, they do hold a bit more of the map, but XP lane is kind of struggling given the situation against this full AD Khalid.
Yeah, it's just iconic that, you know, Bentings is now facing up against Lilia on the
Yeah.
hands of Super Prince, because he knows how powerful this is. They used to run this with I believe that was Lolita.
Yeah.
In Season 9, wherein the Lolita and Lilia just invades. I think so many times.
Yeah, and that was such a glorious season as well, coming in from TNC, third place, Season 9.
Bracer's Dress already going to be used here by King Kong. No ultimates here for the side of TNC. So that's something that Onic will take, because again, they do have the Wilderness Blessing as their very own emblem, or talent rather, whatever you may call it. It's going to be super crucial for them to take this first hurdle of this game.
Yeah, and first hurdle already started here by the side of Onic. They will be the ones pulling it on the other side, but King Kong is a bit too close, and he's able to pull it on the side of TNC. Half HP in the turtle, there might be a fight.
We're still waiting for Iron Hook here, coming in from Ben Things. He's trying to hide from the bush, but Hessel's going to be using the Raging Sandstorm already. There goes King Kong with Appraiser's Wrath getting the first turtle of this game, and that's an immediate clapback coming in from the Phoenix Army. Hesu using the Flicker to be able to get away, and it looks like he might escape. Yes, he will.
First turtle going to the hands of TNC, and a lot of whiffs too, Midnight.
Yeah, that was a methodical approach from TNC. You know, just control the turtle, try to zone them out, and Hesse was doing a fantastic job at making sure just standing in the front lines, because he knows he has a reset button, right?
There's going to be the hook as well. A major play here coming in from Ben Things, although the damage is starting to hurt coming in from Nets. Good thing the bush kept him incognito. Ben Things escapes.
Oh man, classic combo. You hit the Astral Echo, and then the hook has a better chance of landing.
Yeah.
Sadly, they didn't have the Bloody Hunt. If Ben Things was level 4, that could have been a way different story.
Yeah, well, we used to see this when Bentix, you know, was making a lot of TikTok videos where he just shows a lot of tips and tricks, and we did see this in the amateur scene. Like I think that was Haji and Renergy who pulled this off. It wasn't very much successful, but TNC, they're making it work. They're punishing the gold lane, and Nets is behind compared to Innocent.
I mean, you would expect it coming in from Nets, right? Yeah. The scaling is gonna arrive at some point later in this game, maybe 12 to 15 minutes. So Onic Philippines really needs to do a very good job into trying to keep Nets safe. They do have like a 400 gold lead here, so that's comfort for you, right?
Yeah, and Onic, still anybody's game, but that gold lead is something that keeps them in check. You know, something to make them a bit happier compared to TNC. Looking at the items, it seems that the Beatrix, or Innocent rather, is sacrificing his mobility for damage.
Yeah, I mean, he has a Fury Hammer, almost completed with the second Legion Sword for the Blade of Despair. So whenever they get the catch with the Franco, the thing is, if you're a Beatrix, you don't need move. You know?
Yeah.
You just need to deal damage. So I think that's the ideology behind it. And I love the fact that he's also running the Assassin Emblem alongside the Rupture. So that means if, 16 plus 5, that's 21. Add to the Fury Hammer attack penetration. That's a lot of penetration.
Ooh, this is going to be the higher knock once again coming in, but Hesu is also on the backside. Tries to go for the Raging Sandstorm to escape. Onic has him all surrounded. Hesu's going to go down, and that's going to be the first blood in this game. King Kong tries to fight for it, doesn't pull off the initiation because the turtle has actually reset. Ryzen tries to fight for it as well and gets the second turtle of this fight. It's Onic now from 400, make it a Thou Wow.
And it's quite surprising that Onic actually took out Hesu in such a quick manner. Like, they didn't even go for the turtle. The moment that Hesu came in, they knew that Hesu was vulnerable. Is this the weakness of a Khalid?
I mean, Khalid as an XP, especially with an Assassin Emblem, is not that tanky. The kit of a Khalid is the ability to reset. But if you go in like that and Onic commits on you, and the thing is, Hez was not able to, like, perfectly get out of it.
Yeah.
Onic,
Yeah.
their thinking is that, okay, whenever we see the Khalid, we just jump on him. If we are able to take out the XP laner, the TNC is not going to be able to do much.
Oh, Bloody Hunt's gonna be committed already here by Bentings, but he's gonna one who's gonna go down. Goyo is gonna try his best to at least assist his teammates, dealing damage onto Yoshinu, but that is gonna be of no effect. It seems like Onic is very proactive in these team fights.
Well, they should, because honestly, Onic, when they hit the spike, like with the items being purchased on nets, if they group up, it's hard for TNT to sort of like deal with that. That's
Right.
the downside of a Navaria and Franco. If you're not getting these pickoffs in the early game, from mid game, there's like a weird window where you're just weak.
Yeah, and 6 minutes in, we're seeing Onic pressing the attack against TNC already with a 2K gold lead. They know for a fact that they've hit this power spike, that they know that they could deal a lot of burst damage, especially with Lilia with the lethal ignition. And usually we see a lot of impure rages on Lilia's, and looks like lethal ignition is the way to go now.
You know, I don't think I've seen like Super Friends use the Black Shoes as of the moment because of how safe he's been playing in this game. It doesn't really reach the point wherein Super Friends is in a dangerous situation, and this is a very good moment for the side of Onic Philippines to continue to exploit this momentum as TNC is slowly crumbling in the process.
And there's no threat again, right? Like if you look at TNC, the only way they fight into this is if they combo up with King Kong with the energy eruption, or if Bentings lands a hook onto Onic. So at this point, there's really nothing that is stopping Onic from getting what they want, aside from the fact that Hesu is going to be able to burst down some heroes, but it has been awkward for him as well because his reset factor is completely removed just with the sheer presence of the show on Yoshino.
And Onic right now, they have used a lot of those capabilities to re-engage or disengage to just capitalize on the mistakes of TNC. Now Bentings might pay the price.
Bentings got kicked here, and he's gonna go down. It's another takedown coming from the side of Onic Philippines, but look, it's like a cross-map play. He's gonna try to pull things off here, but King Kong is just simply trying to get his purple buff, but Super Friends is just creating so many problems. He's gonna get the purple buff though, and Super Friends looks like he still will be saved, and that's a Black Shoes for the first time.
Yeah, that's a Black Shoes.
First time in the entire game.
And Nets, they will take out the Tier 1 tower on top lane. Again, as you said, Hans, Super Friends, Yoshino, and the gang, they're just forcing out reactions. This is very similar to Smart Omega's gameplay in game number 3, wherein they're just forcing a lot of things on the opposition. And again, like, there's nothing to do for TNC.
Oh no, it's a problem here. Hesu tries to go over to Raging Sandstorm, but he got kicked way out of the turret. That's going to be a takedown, my boy. Onic goes for another kill. Hesu is really not going to having a hard time here for the side of TNC Pro Team. He's the one who gets continuously punished.
A 5v1 this early means TNC is able to secure a turret up top, but man, Onic is just making sure that Hesu can recover.
Wow.
Yeah, we haven't seen really much from the others, like TNC, King Kong. They have played objective in this game, but the Navari and Franco combo, we haven't seen much connection with the other cores. And again, there exists no threat on the side of Onic.
I mean, they're very passive at this point. They're just waiting for like a right move coming in from Onic Philippines, but Onic is also not letting up. They know that the strength of TNC Pro Team is going to be in terms of like the team fight. So they try to build a little bit more in terms of like the gold output so that they can go for the team fight when the time is right.
Yeah, and gotta say though, like I love the item choice coming in from Onic Philippines. They're building that, what do you call it, armor, the gray one, the one built...
Blade armor?
The Dreadnought armor, just to limit the damage that comes from Hesu as well. But now the Lord, I feel like Onic Philippines are trying to get this for themselves.
Conceal is going to be here. King Kong and Hesu tries to go for gem. Penalty zone is going to be committed as well. And a kick to keep King Kong away. It's going to be the Lord taken here by Onic. But Bendix is also going to be in the process because he goes down for TNC. That's another beatdown coming in from Onic.
Talk about a systematic Lord fight for Onic. Ryzen pulling the Lord. They don't see the Franco where he is, so they just sit backline while Gem uses penalty zone while the Lord gets bursted out. Yoshino lands a kick onto King Kong, making sure that there's no retribution. That's
Shoes
the
away.
Lord insurance that you want.
And 10 minutes in, we are yet to see TNC secure a kill. In terms of objectives, they were able to secure a turtle and a turret, but that's about it for the last 10 minutes. And all of those objectives were secured in the earlier parts of the game. Going to the later parts of the game, let's say this goes to ultra late game. Can TNC actually match the late game insurance of Onic?
I mean, for sure, there is the scaling
my
factor, but
goodness.
the question is, can
sorry,
you get to
man.
that point?
I'm
That is
so-
the main question.
I'm sorry, man. He's stepping on landmines at this point. King Kong is just basically trying to go home, but he can't just because Super Friends is existing in this game. Now, Onic Philippines has developed a 6.4k gold lead, and this is not looking good for TNC.
Yeah, and Onic Philippines right now, they know for a fact that they could push this even further, securing objectives even inside the own jungle of TNC. Looking at the items brought to you by FWD Insurance, we are seeing a huge gold gap right now, a 7k gold gap.
Oh, yeah.
Where does this manifest?
I mean, it's going to manifest for Nets. The damage often from Onic is majority of it is coming out from the Irithel. 1k gold over the Beatrix.
That's like an entire Legion sword.
Exactly. And now he is almost near completion for the Wind of Nature, which will allow Onic to really fully commit against TNC, because now he doesn't need to worry about Hesu jumping in, Innocent getting the damage from the from the Nibiru, and Onic can just apply frontline pressure, especially with Yoshino on the show. He has Flicker, has a lot of ways to have an access over the backlines of TNC. Even the Fredrin is not safe from the show.
He's the lone hope coming in from the Phoenix Army. All of the gold is going to be banked on that guy. Innocent now, fortunately, has 8k gold lead compared to King Kong, who actually is 2,000 gold behind. So this is something that's very alarming for the side of TNC Pro Team. They need to give a little bit more. They need to feed Innocent a little bit more for them to get to bounce back in this game. But unfortunately, the vision isn't working. They have the Astral Echo, but they can't do anything about it just yet unless
Yoshino!
They want to go for it again because Yoshino's going to be pulled on, but all ultimates are going to be committed on the show. He goes down. Hesu is going to be chased here with a penalty zone and a flicker as well, and that's going to be a takedown once again by Onic. 1 for 1, but it seems like Onic gets it again.
Yeah, you get everything that you can, take it, and get out. But again, TNC, they've committed everything for that. Like the flickers from both Bentix and Hesu. Now they have to contest Lord without their XP laner, which is
Without retribution
hard.
too.
Without retribution on King Kong. And this is really, really tough for TNC.
Yeah, I mean, it's still 4 seconds for King Kong to be able to use it, but Appraiser's Wrath is not going to be unleashed here because there's a cancel apparently coming in from Gem, Ryzen, and the gang. It's going to be a retribution available now for King Kong at this point, but he has to bounce back in this game.
Is it going to be a retribution? Because we've seen a lot of Astral recalls.
Oh, no!
Lord! But look at this. King Kong Gem goes in as well.
King Kong is going to be there, tries to go for it, but it seems like it's Super Prince who actually got the Lord. The Beato Smash is going to be unleashed, but it's too late for King Kong. It's also going to be the Bloody Hunt committed here by Ben.
Ryzen!
All down by Ryzen. Falls,
Hesu!
and it's now Hesu unleashing the Raging Sandstorm. Feel the rage coming in from the Phoenix.
No way!
Go for it again. Innocent with a Maniac, and he's going ham on the Sonics.
My goodness, TNC, they lose the Lord, but they bait out Onic in a choke point. The Nibiru's passion deleted the front lines of Onic, and he was able to save himself. He knew that when he flickered and he dashed away, immediately Nets was not able to reach him, and perfect timing as well on the the dashes from the Beatrix.
And not just the dash, but also the confidence flicker. It was a 2v1 flicker. You
Even
see
popped the
that
Wind of
later.
Nature just
Bam.
to make sure that Nets, even if he goes in, there's no damage. But the Irithel was really, really low in this clash. In TNC, they knew that they could push for more.
Damn, look at that. The confidence, then the regen, goes for the Maniac. If given the chance, he could have fired that shot as well, but another fight breaks out.
Oh, but a penalty zone already committed by Gem here, though. It's also Hesu who's going to go down, but Innocent was got out of the crossfire here for the side of the TNC Pro Team, and King Kong tries to go for it once again, but Appraiser's Wrath is no longer going to be committed. Goyo's the only one left. Bentings in another universe
That's
tries
it.
to go for it as well.
Ah.
And it is looking like Goyo, Bentings, the no-go combo is a no-go for TNC.
Oh man, the glory is short-lived. It looks like Onic Philippines is wanting to end this already, but can they actually end it?
Oh, they might actually do so because Goyo's going to be using that flicker, and Onic gets game number 1.
That winning moment is brought to you